That's basically just a matter of having the same answer appear more than once. Notice this expression, x plus 1 to the third power. That means that you would have this expression written 3 times, x plus 1 times x plus 1 times x plus 1. Well, rather than writing it 3 times, they just simply raise it to the third power. That means that you could solve it just one time, setting it equal to 0. That means that you have that same answer 3 times. So here we go. I take this expression, set it equal to 0. I take this expression, set it equal to 0. When I solve this, I'd be adding 2 to the other side, giving me x equals 2. But remember, I only had one of those expressions, and so that means I only have one of those answers. When I solve this, I'd be subtracting 1 to the other side, and that would give me x equals -1. But what I've got to remember is that that expression should have been written 3 times, giving me this answer 3 times. Therefore, what I would say is x equals 2 and -1, but the -1 has a multiplicity of 3 because I had that answer 3 times. Okay. The next problem, I actually want to factor it. It's going to be GCF and AC factoring. The GCF would be x. That would give me x squared minus 4x plus 4. And then when I AC factor that apart, the expression that I'm going to end up getting is x minus 2 and x minus 2. That means that you have 3 expressions, but notice that 2 of them are the same thing, meaning that I've only got to work this out one time, but just state that I have a multiplicity of 2 because I would get that answer 2 times, that same answer 2 times. So I have x equals 0, and then I have x minus 2 equals 0, giving me the zeros of 0. And remember, if you add 2 to both sides, you would get x equals +2. But that expression was written twice, which means that you would get that answer twice, giving you a multiplicity of 2. And the last one. Again, GCF and AC factoring. GCF is x squared. And inside we would get x squared plus 6x plus 8. And when you AC factor that apart, what you would get is, I should put my y equals right there, x squared, and then the first expression would be x plus 2, and the next expression would be x plus 4. So setting each one of these equal to 0, x squared equals 0, x plus 2 equals 0, x plus 4 equals 0. Now, with this, it's not an x equals 0, it's x squared equals 0. That means you want to square root it. That means that we have to use the plus minus. And so when I square root that, square root both sides, the square root of 0 is 0, but remember to use plus minus. That means that technically the 0 is appearing twice. Yeah, I know that there's no such thing as a -0, but this is basically telling you that the 0 has a multiplicity of 2 because you got the plus 0 and the minus 0. Do the opposite here. Subtract 2 and you would get x equals -2. And subtract the 4 here and you would get x equals -4. And therefore your zeros are -2, -4, and then 0 with a multiplicity of 2. And there we go.